Yo, welcome to Trippy Commentaries. Thanks for joining us here in Grand Theft Auto 5. We have a very interesting episode today because we are going to possibly expose one of the biggest theories going around when it comes to the Chiliad mystery. I'm RJ. We also have Danny Coldblood joining up for the episode. What's up, MusicVidiot?
Not much, Trippy. Thank you so much for having me on the show today. I definitely appreciate it, and I cannot wait to get involved with this topic of the tsunami.
Yes, now, not too long ago, you joined up to talk about your opinion that the tsunami taking over San Andreas could be a possible endgame to the Chiliad mystery. In other words, maybe not a jetpack, maybe not a flux capacitor or some sort of time-traveling device, maybe the space docker, that is. Well, it could be a tsunami somehow taking over everything. That would definitely be an epic conclusion to a huge mystery. Well, some people have come out with some information leading us to believe that the tsunami has already occurred. Danny, perhaps it is too late for that to happen because it already did. We have some major clues, and we did show them off not too long ago here on our channel as well. Of course, the Accept the Chaos website that allows you to play God, and when you do so, it basically shows off a tsunami taking over Los Santos and San Andreas, or at least it appears to be. So that could be a sign it already did happen here in GTA 5, or at least the location. Another interesting clue that we looked at, Danny, was the reef found not too far away from the observatory, and then there was trash all around that reef. It looked like it must have been waves to bring all of the scrappings onto that mountainside next to the observatory, a location we looked at many times before, and there's more.
These are actually pretty good points, man. You're pretty accurate on everything you just said, and everything is dead on. It really is.
Yeah, in that one episode where we looked at the tsunami picture in the barber shop, I mean, Danny, there's a chance that that's a picture of something that already happened, unless it's some sort of computer graphic. Maybe that is part of Los Santos's history. You also have an interesting clue at Ursula's house. We've been talking about Ursula. Well, there's that buoy in the tree. So perhaps that is letting us know that the tsunami washed that buoy to get into the tree in the first place. And there's even an animal store, Danny, called it was the Animal Ark Pet Store. Of course, we all know the story about Noah's Ark. He needed an ark to stay above the big waves that came through and flooded everything. So what do you think here, Danny? Are these all telling us that possibly the tsunami has already happened, therefore nullifying your theory that it could still happen in GTA 5?
You know, Trippy, those are really, really good points you made there, and, you know, originally I didn't know what to think. I didn't know if it was some kind of twist on Back to the Future and we would have to go back in time before the tsunami happened. I didn't know what to think. But doing the research that I did and coming across all of these real-life situations and names that, are in real life and then also brought into this game, I started to realize what Rockstar did here, and they're very clever on what they pulled off. Basically, where we are in this game, okay, is the same place that we would be in real life, in Los Angeles, okay? And this whole entire border of California, the whole coast of California, is located on something called the Ring of Fire. And it's where 90% of all earthquakes in the world occur, and it's just a big hot spot for tsunamis and natural disasters. And for a while, I was thinking, like you were kind of saying, like, man, is this going to prove all of my, theories wrong? Because I even believe our first discussion video that me and you ever did together, I brought up the natural disaster and the tsunami.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, this has been something we've been talking about for a long time. But I do think that it goes both ways. I think that the tsunamis have happened, and I have proof basically showing that they have happened. But with that proof, it also foreshadows how we should be expecting another tsunami to happen in the future. It's up to us within this game to trigger it.
So in other words, you believe that a tsunami probably already has hit Los Santos, but that another one is inevitable.
Definitely, 110%. 100%.
Yeah, one thing that people really don't realize is the namesake of San Andreas is actually a fault, the San Andreas fault, and that's why we've had a history of earthquakes in California. I mean, I'd almost be a little bit worried to move out there just knowing that a huge earthquake is probably going to hit Cali in the real world, so why not have one hit Los Santos, San Andreas, thus causing a tsunami. Now, it could have the earthquake out in the ocean, something like that, to where a big tsunami does hit. One thing that I've always believed is that the tsunami mod, that's been a very popular mod that people have been using back from GTA 4 for the PC. I really hope that San Andreas here gets to hit one for real. I think that Rockstar would really make it happen just because so many people have made that happen using mods in Grand Theft Auto from the past. Now, the Accept the Chaos website, Danny, that's where I really have to question this. Do you think because it's the only natural disaster that is shown off on that website? I mean, it doesn't show anything. There's mudslides that's happened there in Cali. No, it doesn't go to that. It goes directly to the tsunami. Man, that has to let us know that a tsunami has already happened. Perhaps it is letting us know that it will happen again, but something tells me GTA 5 has already had to deal with the tsunami in the past.
See, that's the main issue that I had too, and I was struggling with all the clues. I didn't know how to read my own clues I was finding. And basically, man, once I really learned and I really understood this research, and I had to Google, I just go on Google for hours. But basically, they put the stuff in the game for us to be able to research it and find out more information and come up with these answers. They knew this mystery was going to be huge. They knew that people were going to have to research a lot of things, especially people that aren't from California. I'm from the East Coast. I'm nowhere near California, so I had no idea about this Ring of Fire. So for the point of them to put the Ring of Fire Chili House, okay, right next to the strip club, okay, that's a place we go to for missions and maybe for our own entertainment, but the Ring of Fire Chili House happens to be the main clue. Like, the Ring of Fire actually lands on Los Santos or Los Angeles, and it goes all the way down to Chile in real life. So right there shows me that there's a real life connection. And then when you go to the Accept the Chaos website, it's exactly the same as the real life newspaper, the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. From the number of people that died up in the 200,000s, to the time on the newspaper, every single thing about that newspaper is like matched up directly with that Accept the Chaos newspaper. And basically, all these clues that we're finding are showing us, yes, it has happened, but it's showing us all these events and how it's just a common occurrence, and how, with the right or wrong steps, however you want to look at it, one will happen again, because this is a hotspot. It just is,
Definitely. I think those are excellent points, Danny. Definitely proving that a tsunami is very well going to happen. Now, look at this. You have so many boats. I know you even spoke of an ark. I'm not sure if this is the one you had in mind here, Danny, but there's a lot of these boats located in the northern end of San Andreas. Perhaps these people are already onto the tsunami coming. They know that they better get a boat because their mobile home might be underwater very soon. Interesting that they don't even have a house. They have a mobile home, yet they invest in a pretty nice boat here. Is this the ark you were talking about, Danny, or is there a different one?
The ark is a little more north, I believe. It's all wooden. It looks just like an ark to me. Like, every single time I see it, it's it was located right next to peyote. So like when I was doing my peyote plants, I seen that right there, and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, this thing looks just like Noah's Ark. Like, it just makes me think of Noah's Ark, and then you got the animal ark, and just the connection there. It's subliminal, but I think it's a connection worth looking at.
Yeah, definitely a sign that these guys know it's coming. They know the tsunami is about to take over, and hey, why not build an ark? So the last thing that we have to show off that might expose Danny's tsunami theory as possibly not going to happen is right next to the observatory. This is another thing we recently looked at, Danny, and this was pretty mind-blowing to me. You have a coral reef found next to the observatory. I mean, we've had so many conversations in the past, MusicVidiot, about the observatory and how there's got to be something else going on. Well, little did we know that there's a coral reef, and I know people have known about this for a little bit, but there's also a large amount of scrap papers, newspapers, trash. I mean, hell, there's even a tire up here. All kinds of stuff going on. You can see we have, what is this? A bullseye? Perhaps another sun symbol here, Danny. We'll have to look into that.
Very, very good, Trippy. That is definitely a sun symbol.
And we'll be showing off some more, guys. We have some interesting new things to show off very soon here, so make sure to stay tuned. And one of the newspapers even talks about how the coastline is under threat, as you can see right here. Come on, man. That is a direct link to tsunamis. I don't care what anybody says. This is way too many clues towards the tsunami. But Danny, did the tsunami already happen? Because look at how else would all this trash get up here, including something from under the ocean. What's your answer to that?
It definitely did. And I mean, like I said before, I was so mixed up. I didn't know what to think because of all these pictures of the tsunamis and all this stuff and all the information showing that it probably already happened. I was like kind of bummed out because I thought I was reading these clues right as maybe a tsunami would happen. But you know, all this research showed me is that this is proving a tsunami to happen tenfold, because basically this plant that you're looking at right here, okay, is actually very rare to be found in this area, okay, in this part of the world, in this part of the Pacific Ocean coast. It's not common. The only way that these are common is when they huddle up around an underwater volcano, otherwise known as a seamount. Now, for this to be washed up all the way up on shore here near the observatory shows me that the tide was recently high. So the sun symbol that you just found, that shows where the stars and the lunar and the whole affecting the tide of the gravitational pull, it's all signs of something current, not something from the past, but current. Okay, the coastline's under threat. That's a current statement. It's telling us, listen guys, it's happened before. History repeats itself. It's going to happen again. We got so many clues, okay, basically pointing us in the direction of, if you do the research and you understand this whole area for what it is and everything that goes on, this is something that's happened. It's been devastating, but it's something that's going to happen again because this is the area for it. And I believe strongly, whatever trigger it may be, an eclipse or whatever we might have to do, I believe strongly that a tsunami will happen again. The answer is both yes, it has happened, and yes, it will happen. And at the beginning, you mentioned about the jetpack. I really hope it's the jetpack and a tsunami, man. We're at the observatory, so I'm going to shoot for the stars and have my expectations high on this one. I want maybe a jetpack to save us from the tsunami. Maybe we can fly up to Mount Chiliad and, whatever may happen. We don't know, but I know there's something more. There's definitely more to this.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Let us know what you guys think about the tsunami theory. Why the hell is a coral reef right here next to the observatory? It looks like a tsunami already brought it, pretty much on land all the way up here. I mean, we're pretty far away from the water there. And it's just interesting, Danny, how there's so many different natural disasters that Rockstar could put more clues in the game. As we've said, a volcano. Hell, we know that, like I said, earthquakes are always feared in Los Angeles, of course, here in Los Santos. But the one that they go with more than the rest is a tsunami. It could very well happen, or perhaps we just exposed the theory. I think I definitely agree with Danny. I think there's way too many clues to a tsunami coming soon to GTA 5. Can we make it happen? We'll have to find out, guys. We have more information to share. Any last words, Danny? Thanks again for joining up as we looked at your theory more in depth. There's still a lot more to cover.
Awesome, yeah. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's been an honor and a pleasure, Trippy. Thank you. And guys, until next time, peace.
Yeah, we don't really ask you guys for likes too much, but we really appreciate it if you click like on Danny's videos as well as mine. That is definitely greatly appreciated. Of course, subscribe to MusicVidiot if you haven't already. We have some huge discussions planned. I gotta say, the community here in Grand Theft Auto 5 is second to none. Guys, we'll catch you again very soon. As always, make sure to stay trippy, my friends.